Last of Us episode 7, the final episode of the second season, is about what you could have expected. Probably from my last video, you can kind of know what I'm gonna say about my thoughts for this one. When Ellie beat Nora to death and when she comes back in the game, obviously she was very shaken with the fact that she even did all that. In the show, obviously it didn't quite happen that way. I'm not gonna harsh too much on it because I've noticed that what I guess Craig Mazin has been doing with the series is that he's been kind of making it that Ellie enjoys this type of torment that she does on others. So when she does get to the point where she mentions that she beat Nora into telling where Abby was, she talked about how it was easy for her, which is an interesting choice. I really feel like it kind of diminishes the whole revenge story with how Ellie is actively pushing herself to these limits to get revenge for Joel, and seeing how it's like breaking down her and her relationships and her family pretty much. That's just something that I didn't like about the change. I do want to say I did like the little confrontation between Jesse and Ellie before she decided to go to the Ferris wheel area to try to find Abby. I did enjoy that scene. But something that I've noticed throughout this season is that Ellie does not seem capable. And I remember in the first episode where we saw her training, I thought that would kind of be like kind of foreshadowing that she kind of is pretty capable. But I feel like in all serious moments in the second season, she's gotten bit like twice. She almost got herself and Dina killed if Jesse didn't save her. She tried to go in and save a child from like 6 different soldiers, which probably would have killed her, because I feel like we have yet to see Ellie in like active combat experience throughout the story. And I know that it's an action horror game, so obviously you get to be more stealthy and you kill a lot of people as Ellie. Obviously a lot of flack that was had when people were playing part 2 the game was that Ellie kills a lot of people, and then, you know, the one person who actually kind of did deserve to die, she doesn't kill, and, you know, she killed all these people that didn't deserve it and let this one person die. So I'm assuming they're minimizing like the amount of damage she does while she's in Seattle. It's a choice. I mean, I could understand it from a gameplay aspect and you're not playing a game, but Ellie just doesn't seem capable. Unfortunately, it made it more prevalent to me when she confronted Owen and Mel. Obviously in the game it got a little more hands-on where Owen attacks her, they tussle, she stabs Owen, and then Mel just jumps at her, and then she gets stabbed also by Ellie. In the show, she just shoots Owen straight through the throat and it hits Mel too. She's prompting Ellie to cut the baby out. It's an interesting choice, and she was like freaking out. And my thing is, if they were going that route, Ellie, she didn't even try. She was like, how deep do I go? What do I do? Like, she literally just said, like, it was kind of funny the fact that she didn't even attempt to cut the baby out. She was kind of just freaking out and then just let both of them die. In the game, it did play out a lot more better, where, you know, she was so locked in on revenge, killed both of them, and then realized later on that she was pregnant, which made her more freak out even more. I do feel like this season has a big disconnect with Ellie's motivation, especially in the game. She seems more locked in on revenge, didn't really care that much about Dina being pregnant. She was a liability. She was killing as many people as she could that was connected to Abby. And this time around, she was a little more lighthearted. She kind of seemed the same way she was in the first season. She didn't seem any more capable. Also, I do want to mention the final scene where Jesse got shot and the whole confrontation with Abby and Ellie. She's a little more teary-eyed, especially, you know, comparison. It does work a lot better in the game. And especially at the end of the scene with Abby and Ellie, you get a shot sound, which is a little, I don't know, it was a little cringe to me, because, I mean, obviously, if you played the game, you know that's not where everything's gonna end. It was very, I don't know, it felt weird. I didn't really like it that much. Overall, I didn't have as many problems with this episode as I did with the last one. I did feel like the scenes where it referenced stuff from the game and played scenes that can be directly compared to the game does it a lot better, and the game does have clear motivations and intentions surrounding the characters. And I felt like the TV show kind of wasn't going that realm of like depressed Ellie trying to get revenge, and I feel like them adding these moments where Ellie is happy happy, constantly thinking about the baby. It just made it jarring. I feel like the game's take on Ellie was very solid, and in the TV show it just felt very flip-floppy. Like half of the time you don't even know if she even cares about revenge. And even when Ellie tells Dina about why they killed Joel, Dina just wants to go home at that point, which is, I guess, understandable. I guess it kind of brings in like that whole moral thing where in the earlier episodes Dina was like, regardless of what he did, he didn't deserve that type of death. And now she's like, oh, that's what he did, all right, let's go home. What I do want to talk about is the disconnect with this season of Last of Us and how Craig Mazin views this story as a whole. So what I've been doing is that I've been going through the podcast, kind of listening into what he's had to say about Ellie, about the show, about the cast of characters. I kind of wanted to kind of highlight some things and kind of just talk about it. And that's going to be the next video that I'm going to upload tomorrow. So thank you everyone for watching this little mini review of the last episode of part 2. I appreciate everyone for watching. Leave your comments on what you think about the final season. We are at 580 subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing. Really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye.